Hello, folks. This is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today we will talk about low price stocks with great performance, and many of these, I believe, they can perform very well in the future also. With that, the companies that are highlighted in bold are my favorites. First is Bit Digital, symbol is BTBT. As the name suggests, they're into Bitcoin mining business. Next is UAVS, AgEagle aerial systems. They're into autonomous flying. Next is Kopin Corporation. They're into technology, retractable technologies. They're into healthcare. They may make these syringes which are retractable, cannot be used, cannot be reused. CBAK Energy, ALT Altimmune, IDEX, which is Ideanomics Inc. Foresight Autonomous. This is into autonomous vehicles. We talked about this last time. Remark Holdings and Orbital Energy. So with that, let's deep dive into companies' profile a little bit and then go into performance. Bit Digital. It's about $912 million company. It's one of the highest performing company from a stock appreciation perspective in the last 12 months, and it's into Bitcoin mining. They mine the Bitcoin, accumulate the Bitcoin, and then sell it later. Next is AgEagle aerial systems, UAVS, about 727.66 million. They basically do aerial systems. They support unmanned aerial vehicles for precision agriculture. They also have a cloud-based subscription model. This makes it a little more interesting. Next is Kopin Corporation, KOPN, about $635 million company. They're into semiconductor wafers, and these wafers can do very well in high speed. And 100% approved CEO and co-founder, CC Fan, John CC Fan. Next is Retractable Technologies, RVP. You can be too safe when you're around needles. This company really pioneers in developing the needles that makes it very hard to reuse them and also safe to use them. 26% approved the founder and CEO here. Next is CBAK Energy, CBAT. As the name suggests, they're into lithium batteries, in mainland China, and it can be used everywhere. So it's a upcoming company, about $616 million market cap. Next is Altimmune. They're into liver diseases and modulating therapies and vaccines. It's a smaller company, about $584 million. Next is Ideanomics, IDEX. They are into commercial electric vehicles, and they have software to look at energy consumption and also financial services and fintech products. It's a sweet spot, I would think. Next is Foresight Autonomous. They're into autonomous vehicles, basically prepare or develop the commercialized sensor systems which can be used in any autonomous vehicles. Last but not least is Remark Holdings, ticker symbol Mark. It's a smaller company, 384.30 million, and they're into artificial intelligence based products. And they have a lot of these platforms which are used widely. With that, let's jump into some numbers and see why these companies make sense. Um, right from the top, the way this is organized is we got 20 symbols here, and they are organized by 1 year performance. The top one is the most performing in last year, and the number keeps decreasing. It's in a descending order. And then we got revenue and revenue growth. So this revenue growth is very important. So as you look at top three here, Bit Digital, AgEagle, and Kopin, they got solid 1 year performance, and revenue growth is tremendous, as you can see here. And they are not doing very well in terms of operating cash and free cash understandable because these are newer companies and they are, making sure the R&D is done properly and product is developed properly. And they do have some cash, especially Bit Digital has got about 521K. Next one has got about 24.69 million, which is AgEagle. And Kopin has got about 15.61 million. So there is no, they will not be running out of cash. Next is RVP Retractable Technologies. They got stock prices very low, as you can see. All these are very, very low stock price. And they got 1,191 percentage from a yearly performance. Very good revenue growth, 132.70. They do have a positive operating cash flow, and they got a good gross margin, 41%, as you can see. So that makes it a solid candidate, to go forward. Next is CBAK Energy. Again, very solid 1 year performance, above 1,000, and very good revenue growth, 31.30, coupled with a good gross margin, makes it a candidate to take it forward. Next is Altimmune, again $18 company. From a share price perspective, solid 1 year performance of 925%. Revenue growth is 356, and coupled with the good amount of cash they do have, so it makes it a good candidate. And next four are really IDEX, the Foresight Technologies, Remark Holdings, and Orbital. And the reason they are also very attractive is solid performance, and they do have good revenue growth, except for Foresight Technologies because they're still into autonomous sensor technologies, and they're doing a lot of R&D work over there. And even Foresight, they do have good amount of cash at hand. They can weather through and come other way. So these are the companies in bold that I would recommend investing in. These are very low priced stocks, so you could buy some and keep it for long run. So with that, let's look at some of these performance numbers on a monthly basis. BTBT Bitcoin Digital, as we can see here, they have done very well over the last 12 months or so. And off late January and February, they are a little bit on the on the losing side. Still, I think when I look at their finance, they're doing very well. They're mining more and more bitcoins every month, so which is a good thing. Next is UAVS. They're also solid performance, as you can see here. They're doing very well. Kopin, same story. They're doing very well, and they had 1 or 2 months where they did not do that great, but generally they're doing well, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, all these companies have done very well, and some of these companies have, for example, NNDM. They did not do very well in the past, but of late they have recovered very well. So with that, we'll go into one company in a little more detail, which is Bit Digital, BTBT. It's a pioneer in the Bitcoin mining business, and the company, basically mines the Bitcoins and they might sell it later. And from an earnings announcement that we had on December 21, they basically gave some statistics. Number of Bitcoins earned is about 731. They do have a lot of miners to mine these Bitcoins, which are machines, as you know. And net income is about 0.10 million. Compared to the net loss, that's a good thing. They're making some money, through these continuing operations here. And net loss, also, there is some net loss, as you can see, from the discontinued operations. And net income was 54 million, which is good compared to the loss in the previous quarter. And also net income of, I think we talked about this already. From a market cap from a revenue perspective, they've done about 7.91 million revenue, and 328K in the past. Some of these numbers, as you can see here, not all the numbers are available in the public sites, because it's a smaller business. And they do have some competitors like QDN, Blucora, and whatnot. So overall, I feel it's a, they are trying to grow the business. They're mining more and more bitcoins every quarter, which is a good thing. It's a small shop, it can do well. With that, let's go into some technical chart to see how the chart is doing. So this is BTBT Bit Digital. As you can see here, stock has taken off, very well in last quarter. But now it has come down a little bit. So it's a little bit. So it's 10-day, 20-day moving average. It's around 20-day moving average right now. And there's a huge volume spike around here. This could be good support around around $17 or so. Right now, stock is at 1751. So that makes it ideal candidate because of the huge support that we have around $17. And from a RSI relative strength perspective, it's at here it was on the top. Now it's in a range 56, which is not too bad. And from a implied volatility really coming down here. So which is a good, if you're a option buyer, you could really buy the option at a cheaper price because of the IV, which is very low. DMI, it's kind of, the blue line here is above the red line, which is telling us it's stock is on a positive territory right now. And from a volume perspective, volume has picked up, as we can see, which is on the balance moving average, which will tell a positive volume. And Chaklin money flow is a little bit down, meaning at this point money is flowing out of the stock, which is, as you can see here, the moment it hits low, normally it tends to go up. So could be a good time to buy some and wait for the earnings, which is coming up on March 8th. And if it drops, buy a little more and keep it and take it from there. With that, thank you very much. Happy investing.